if it wasn't for my mom adopting me and getting me out of that situation, I would have never met my little brother that I love so much. I would not know that he existed. Like, my whole heart is my brother. Like, being raised up with my adopted parents, which is my mom and dad, they always kept saying, um, you are all you guys have. And it's so true because, like, that's all I have. Like, that's family, that's blood. Like, I'm never letting go of that. So I really thank them for that, and I'm very appreciative of them. And sometimes I might give my parents a hard time, but I really do love them. Like, I appreciate them so much because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the grown like the lady that I am today. I'll probably be somewhere dead or somewhere getting mistreated in the foster care, like, or out here struggling. So I appreciate them so much. They just don't know how much. But I remember feeling kind of odd and different because, like, I was just like, I look more like my brother, like, but it's just like, I look more like my brother. I don't understand, like, why do I look more like my brother? Why don't I look like my parents, like my dad? He's like really dark chocolate. Like, I love his skin tone. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, it don't make sense because my mom, she's brown, and like, I'm like a mocha, and my brother, he's like kind of similar to my skin tone, but just a little bit darker. I was just like, it don't make sense because, like, our facials don't add up, and like, I just felt like I didn't really belong in this family. Like, something was up, but I mean, hey, life goes on. But as a child, you just know something ain't right, but you just don't know what it is. But like, you have a sense. So I will never forget when I had to be like 10. How old are you when you're in the second grade? Kindergarten, you're 5. First grade, you're 6. Second grade, I was 7, and my brother was 6 years old. And my mom, she just was like, she knew that she had to tell us eventually because she didn't want to keep no secrets and lie to us. So I just remember her pulling us to the side while we were playing or whatever, doing what little kids do, and she was just like, I have something to tell y'all. Like, I need y'all to sit down because I need to tell y'all, and y'all need to understand. Like, y'all need to be quiet and just listen, what I have to say. So my mom said, she was like, um, sometimes God doesn't, sometimes God sends you a child to love, even though it may not be from the stomach, he sends it from the heart. And I'm just like, what are you like, what are you talking about, Mom? Like, what are you talking about? She was just like, um, well, Erica, and I said, I have these books to show you, and I don't want y'all to be offended because no matter what, I'm still your mom, and I'm gonna love you the same, and I'm gonna treat you the same, but I just want to tell you that you guys are adopted. And I'm just like, what? No, you're lying, Mom. Like, come on, stop. Like, come on, you're lying. What? And she was like, no, I'm not lying, and here's the pictures and the albums to prove it. I guess with my adoption, they, like, each foster home that I went to, except for the last one, they made like an album of me. Like, they had baby pictures and me interacting with other kids that were in an adoption home, and I still have that to this very day. And they have wrote letters in there talking about how when I came in to the foster care at 3 weeks old. Um, that how loving I am, but they say I was stingy. I was a stingy ass baby, like, and how I'm loving and caring, but I was just stingy. Like I didn't want to share. I ain't want to share. You ain't having my toys, boo. But yeah, they were basically like saying that, and I couldn't believe it. Like I just started crying. Like, I'm just like, so like, where's my real mom? Like, what happened to her? Like, did she not love me? Did she not want to care for me? Um, did she not, you know, like, how could she just get rid of me like that? Like, like, you don't care for me enough that you didn't want to try and at least keep me. You just want to throw me away like I was nothing, basically. That's how I felt. Like, I was just like, so you sat here and you pretended to be my real mom. Like, I was just mad. But then, as I got a little bit older, I realized, it was for my best interest, because who knows what happened if I was with my real mother. And I just feel blessed, and I'm really happy that, she adopted me, because I remember her telling me that when I was in that last foster care, they came, I was 3 years old, and um, my mom and my dad came, and all I could remember was me jumping to my father and just saying, "Are you going to be my new daddy?" Like, I was just like when my dad told me that, he was just like, "You were just a bundle of joy. Like, you were just so happy to see us." And there were times when, like, in the foster care, um, you had to spend nights until like the process was done. Like you had to spend nights with them and see like if the family would fit with me, like if I would fit with the family, and like if I liked them. But they were like, you were so like, you didn't want to go home, like you didn't want to go home, like like it was just like, she said, like, she asked like my caseworker, like, how am I gonna know she gonna like me, and how do I know like she really wants to be here? And the caseworker was like, oh, you'll see, you'll know. And she said the first time I was stubborn, like I didn't care, like I was stone, like I was cold hearted, like I was quiet, like I didn't talk or nothing. But like as it progressed, like I actually started to learn how to trust, because like when I was in the foster care, like I didn't talk to nobody. I was quiet. I didn't like nobody. I did not play with nobody in that last foster home. Like I know for a fact that I felt like I was unsafe. I did not want to be there. Um, and I still like when I was like little, I had like nightmares about like um being there, because I was starved to death, and like I was just being treated like straight per caca. And um basically she was just like, yeah, we came in, we got you like every other week, and it was just this one particular week you did not want to go back. Like you were just crying and begging not to go back. Like you were just saying, you're my mom, you're my dad, I don't want to go there, I don't want to be there, they're treating me bad. And like my mom said, she could tell that the lady at the foster home did not take care of me, but it was just nothing that she can do until like the process was finalized, basically. And my mom, the story behind how my mom like adopted me, she said she was at a bowling alley with my dad, and they was out on a date, and they had like a adoption affair. And my mom said that she tried to have kids, but with my dad, but like it didn't work out, and thank God it didn't work out. God worked in my favor. Look at me now, huh? But they seen my picture on the table, and they were like, oh my god, like I really like want to know who that is. And like she contacted them, but the people, she said the people that was supposed to be at the fair left from that table. Like they were not there, they just had their number there, and she just seen my picture and she just fell in love with me. So, um, she fell in love with me, and she wanted to like get the info to how to adopt me, and she called, and it was like, well, if you're gonna adopt her, you're gonna have to adopt the other one. They did not know there was another one, and the other one was my brother, my little brother. So adoption works in people's favor, you know. In this adoption, like, it caused me a lot of hurt. It caused me a lot of struggle because you feel like nobody, like your parent, like you feel like your biological parent doesn't love you. You feel like you weren't good enough for them because they threw you in the foster home. So you just feel like they don't love you, don't care about you. Um, Basically, they just didn't give a fuck about you. So like, and when you're an adoptee, people don't understand you. People will never understand you unless they're in your shoes. And um I had to deal with that. I felt like I was abnormal, like I was not a part of this earth, like I felt like nobody understood me. But there's people out there that do understand because they are adopted as well. But if you're not adopted, you will never understand what an adoption person is coming from. You will never understand the hurt that they be through. You will never understand like how it is moving to place to place to place to place to place until somebody adopts you. You will never understand living with other children amongst that household and dealing with all kinds of crazy shit. You'll just never understand unless you're in their shoes. And people don't understand me because I had to deal with this like when I was little. So like they don't understand like, okay, she she's hurt, like she been through this, like I should, not treat her or do her dirty or whatever. Like people don't understand, like people go through things every freaking day, or they have went through something tragic in my life. It just so happened that my skeleton in my closet is that I'm adopted, and I don't know who my mom or my father is. All I know is I'm half Haitian. I may be full Haitian. I don't even know because like I found out like some information recently. Like I found out my last name. I found out that my real name is Erica. My mom gave me that name, and I found out that my last name is um, lives in court. That is one Haitian last name, I swear. Like, Livingston is one Haitian last name. But I'm glad that I found out this information. Do I want to find my mom and my father? Yes, I do. Am I pressed to find it? Maybe a little bit. Because I don't know, like, what's going to happen on the other side of that door if I do decide to go and look for them. Sometimes I feel like if I do want to go looking for them, my mom would feel some type of way. My adopted mom would feel some type of way because, I mean, I would understand if she would feel some type of way about me going to find my parents because it's a serious matter. And I don't want her to ever feel like I would leave her for my parents if I was to ever find her, because she played such an important role in my life, and she raised me to be her own, and she loved me like her own. And I don't want her to ever think if I go find my parents, I'm gonna want to go off and leave her and live with them. Like, it's not going to happen. I just want to know, like, where are my roots? Like, who is my family? How do I look like them? Like, do I look like my mom? Like, where do I get my personality from? Why am I so crazy? Like, why do I have a nasty attitude sometimes? Like, where does it come from? Like, where does it come from? That's all I want to know. Like,